Hi guys, Ian from footballboots.co.uk here, and welcome to the studio. We've got a nice little setup here, and today we're going to be talking about the Adidas Primeknit 2.0. So this is part of Adidas's new limited collection. You'll already have seen the 99-gram boots, and now we're going to talk a little bit about the 2.0. We're going to give you our opinion really on what we think of this latest release. We're hoping that we're going to be getting a pair in with us pretty soon. If and when we do, we'll have that up on the channel, so stay tuned for that. Today, we're just going to run you through the technology and what we really think about them. So they're based on the original Primeknits, the Samba Primeknits, and that was this first knitted football boot when Adidas decided to bring it out to compete with the Magisa and all of that kind of stuff that was going on in and around just before the World Cup in 2014. So after they brought out the Samba Primeknits, Adidas then looked at a concept boot and they called that the footy sock. So a lot of times it was referred to as the FS, and you might have seen our pretty funny video on the YouTube channel we put out on April 1st. If you haven't seen it already, I recommend you go check it out now. Good bit of fun. Anyway, moving on from that, it's a combination. This 2.0 is a combination of the footy sock and the Samba Primeknit. So what they've done is the footy sock, the idea of it was to try and bring together compression technology in and around your foot to make a football boot or a football sock that molds to your foot and gives you that benefit of the compression around your foot whilst you're playing and to aid your game. So Adidas have gone and taken the Samba Primeknits, the original Primeknits, and they've merged those in with the FS, and that's what we've got is this 2.0. Now, one of the main things that they've tried to do with this is give you a lot of compression around the midfoot. So it's just real nice wrap in that area. The other thing they've done is they've got a real nice lock at the heel, and then the rest of the boot they've designed to be kind of a control boot, which is kind of interesting. You kind of think that when they're doing these knitted boots, they're designing them to be, say, like a speed boot, to be really light and have this great fit, and that's kind of what first comes to mind when you think of, say, the Superfly with their knitted upper. But what Adidas have done here is they've actually tried to develop it in certain areas to give you a much better touch and control. So something really interesting to look at. So on the sole of the boot, they've used what you've seen on the current F50s. They've got this 3-studded combination going on, and so that's what they've got on the sole. It's pretty widely used at the moment, so it's going to be something that players are going to be used to wearing for their sole plate, and then they've thrown the different upper on the top. So talking about players, you're going to see Gareth Bale wearing these. You're going to have seen Suarez wearing these. A couple of pictures there of those two guys wearing them in training. They're going to be wearing them in Champions League this week, quarterfinals. There are going to be 10,000 pairs made available worldwide. So it's part of the limited collection, but in all reality, 10,000 pairs means that if you want to get a pair, you're going to be able to find somewhere to get them. There's going to be multiple retailers in the US that are going to have them. It's going to be a couple of places in the UK you can get them. It's going to be places across Europe that you can get them too. So if you want a pair of these Primeknit 2.0s, you definitely can get them. Don't panic and think they're going to sell out in 2 seconds. Because to be honest, with 10,000 pairs being made, that's plenty for all the people who actually want to get a hold of them. Boot, which is going to sell out and which did sell out, is something like the 99 grams, where they only made 299 pairs, and yeah, they're going to sell out like that, but that's just what happens. These in the limited collection, but not perhaps as limited as you might think. Overall, I think it's a pretty neat concept. I'm really keen to find out what this extra heel feels like on the back of it. Supposedly, according to Adidas, it's actually a real nice thing, and your foot slips into there, and it's a nice anatomical fit for your heel. Just looks a bit weird. You wonder, is that going to rub or do something? So that's the only thing that really is questionable for me. The other thing to mention is Adidas have made the Primeknit 2.0 Boost. So it has the Boost sole, which you see on like the Messi Boosts or the other indoor boots that have recently come out from Adidas, where they've just started to put the Boost sole on everything they do. Boost is a big thing for Adidas in their running shoes, and they've decided to throw it on their indoor range as well. So you're going to see more of that. If you look at the price of the indoor Boost, they're running at like half the price if you're going to be paying for the firm ground outdoor Primeknit, sorry. So if you're thinking about wanting to try these and you're wondering what all this Primeknit is going to feel like, but you don't want to drop the full price tag on the Primeknit 2.0, then consider getting yourself the Boost instead. Half the price, you're still going to get a good feeling for that whole upper and everything. It just means you're going to wear them for indoor or whatever you're doing, maybe some street football. It's going to suit all of those kind of good things. Right, that pretty much wraps up things for the Primeknit 2.0. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below. We'll be sure to answer them where we can. We might even be putting some of your questions in a future video. We're in the studio talking about what's going on. We're going to have some more videos like this coming up soon for other limited releases and things like that, where we can just talk to you guys a little bit about what's come out and what's happening, and give you some advice and information before we actually physically get hold of the boots ourselves in the studio as such. Make sure you stay subscribed to the channel, guys. Thanks for subscribing, we really appreciate it. And if you aren't subscribed already, then you should go click subscribe now, and we'll be back soon with plenty more. Right, I'm off outside to go enjoy my football. You should too. Catch you later.